Hello, hello. All right. Sorry, I was in a meeting right before this, and surprisingly, that made me slightly more on time than on average, which is a very weird thing. By the power of meetings, I did it. Power of stuff. I don't know. We'll see if the poor Carlbot actually gets us where we need to go today, because it's been real slow. Because I can see that it's posting to cinema, but we'll see if it actually posts my live announcement. All right, so let me figure out what's going on here. I'm going to do a quick update on this. I have some things that I think I want to mess around with. Okay, left to save. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and grab, we're adding some silver accents because that has been decided, and I want to make sure that this is exactly what Drea wants before going forward. This dress is very cool, but also I'll worry about the, let me see, this will be silver. Hi, Carix, how you doing? Let me get this going. Hi, Aqua, how are you? Let me go with this. I'm just gonna kind of go for it here. And then I need to paint. I think I might do white. We'll see. Hello? Please just do that. Thank you. We're doing some color tweaking on this before I go on to paint the final version of this other character, and then we should be good to go. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. This is not right. Oh my god, abs. It's a mood, though. Sometimes that's really what it's like. I just did a massive study while I was hanging out. Oh, I forgot all of the dudes on the other side. I am a fool. What if it was this instead? Hold on. Hold on. What if it was this instead? I have to try and figure out my colors here. I need to make sure that I like this outfit. 2 hours of sleep and a push. Oh my god, that's such a mood though. I didn't sleep at all last night. So that was fun. That's relatable. Hello? Photoshop, please. Oh, I'm ruined. Photoshop's exploding. OBS is exploding also. Hello? OBS, I'm gonna need you to chill. OBS, I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath. I'm gonna save this. OBS, I need you to breathe. I think my cat is like wanting me to feed him. Because I went from a meeting to not feeding him, and I think that this is what he wants. So let me finish getting these colors swapped here. And then I'm gonna go feed him really quick. There we go. This makes her look less purple. I think the problem was that there was just too much, there was too much porp, you know what I'm saying? Too much purple. and then I forgot this sleeve over here. Let me get this. And I'm going to use this color. Can I do this without... Okay, we're going to have to just kind of go rogue here. Okay, hold on, Mr. Bubs. I'm almost there. I know, Mr. Bubs. I know you're so sad. Oh, my God. I know. I know. I know. I know. Hold on, Mr. Bubbert. Hold on, Mr... Come here, Mr. Bubs. Oh, my God. He's like, please feed me. I'm like, I know. Hold on. Hold on. When I say I just need to fill this in. Oh, Mr. Bubs. He's here. Oh, and I wonder... Hold on. This might be the answer as well. Okay. Actually, this is better. This is better. This is better. Even just all white. Amigo, I need you to calm down. Okay, hold on, buddy. I'm almost there. Mr. Bubs is like, if you don't feed me right this second, I'm going to take you and punch you directly. No, Mr. Bubs. I understand. I know you can't understand me. I know you can't understand me, but trust me when I say that I know what you want. No, Mr. Bubs. Okay, sorry. We're almost there. We're almost there, Mr. Bubs. You don't know this, but I'm filling in this last shape, and then we're there. No, Mr. Bubs. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bubs. I know. He's like, why do you hate me? Okay. There's actually some issues with that sleeve. But I think that these colors are better. Okay, let me go feed this cat really quick. I will be right back. Okay, the cat has been appeased. Also, y'all, I don't want to be this guy, but I don't want to talk drama for the sake of drama. But I swear to God, if y'all aren't up to date on trans news here in the United States, a quick TLDR recap is that Donald Trump effectively made it impossible for trans people to get passports that reflect their appropriate gender identity, which is leading to a bunch of chaos because some people who are trans and pass very, very well suddenly cannot travel, and it's really stressful. I'm very lucky that I felt in my butt that I needed to get my passport renewed with the correct gender marker, and for a while a lawsuit went through that said that we can, yes, get our new gender markers, all good, but we had to fill out an attestation form, which means that I am currently in an FBI database over the fact that I am trans. So that's fun, but it feels extra bad when a trans woman like Caitlyn Jenner, who was a massive Donald Trump supporter, all of a sudden is on a podcast complaining about how she got her passport renewed, and her passport came back with the incorrect gender marker on it. It came back with an M gender marker on it. And she has the audacity, after literally getting all of us into this situation, to be like, I'm sad because my passport's wrong, and I'm going to send a personal email to Donald Trump and ask him to fix my passport. And I'm like, ma'am, this literally was your fault. So that's been the mind-boggling bit of information that I've been trying to work my brain through. Yeah, Caitlyn, I swear to God, yeah, it's really weird. I'm like, ma'am, you realize you did this, right? So that's been like all over the news the last couple days. And I'm like, ma'am, this was literally your fault. And then the fact that she thinks that she can just, I don't know, apparently email Donald and be like, please help me. It's like, well, nobody else is able to do that, so why the fuck would you think that he would do that for you? Like, he hates everybody. Like, it's so bananas. So yeah, that's been my brain. I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, hi, Chips. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Oh, we got a 3-card spread. Ayo, ayo. Let's get these cards spicy. Let's get them spicy. This is where Apollo comes out of the sky and punches me directly in the throat. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to bully him or make fun of him, otherwise I die. Just kidding. That's not how that works, but maybe it is. Oh my god, mood though, Chips. Fucking A. Like, literally, it's like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, let me have my Dunkin' Donut drinky that I got for free for my birthday in peace, and then, like, you know, fuck. Fuck if I know. Every day is a new adventure, and not in a fun way. It's not like in a Dora the Explorer way. Ooh, so you got a lot of big brewing stuff. Big brewing stuff. It seems like the past and present situation that you're dealing with has to do with really, really big life changes that have been kind of brewing for a super long time. So this is not necessarily anything very recent. It's stuff that's been this potentially is like long-term life plan stuff. For the past card, I drew Sun Reversed, which is about personal growth. They're probably like, and this actually makes sense given what you just went through. So that's going to be like personal relationship issues, and that's not necessarily with anybody close, but any kind of interpersonal issue. And you were trying to set goals realistically and do what was good for everybody, but despite that, that didn't work out, and it caused a bunch of gunks in the system. And so now you're dealing with the consequences of those actions, not necessarily to say that you did anything wrong, but we have the card right after that. The present card is Judgment reversed. And you're feeling like, you know, yeet me out of the situation now. It's like, I didn't do any of this. This wasn't my fault. Get me out. You may be feeling like really low self-esteem, like you made a mistake, and that's been weighing on you really heavily. So the lesson here currently for the present situation is to know that you didn't make a mistake. Sometimes shit is just like that, and like judgment reversed is effectively like, unfortunately, it's like the life is unfair card. It's just like shit just happens, and you did your best, but it doesn't mean necessarily that anything is wrong. So the advice here to move forward is, I got 4 of Cups. And the advice here is, that's upright. The advice here is to just kind of try and take a step back if you possibly can. Whether that be getting secondary advice from people who are not necessarily in the situation, or trying to see things from a different perspective. Settle as many disagreements as possible, and hopefully that breather will give you the clarity to make the best decision going forward, so that way you don't feel like you have to get jerked one way or another. You can just kind of try and take a breather and not overdo it. It's very likely that you're thinking with your heart versus your head, so it can be really easy to be very emotionally driven at this point, but toning that down as best as you can, even though the situation is kind of high stress, is for the best, and trying to be as objective and logical as possible will help avoid any pitfalls. Shibito, what's going on? How you doing? We were just doing a tarot reading for chips. Yeah, so I recognize that maybe is not like the most super helpful advice. This deck in particular has a habit of being like, stop thinking about it too hard, you dumb bitch, and then it just yells at you. So I'm sorry that was the reading, because that's what it does to me every fucking time I try to use it. Like, I can read just fine for everybody else, and then as soon as I ask it a question, it's like, well, maybe stop being a dumb hoe. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I did not ask for this. Okay, do we think of the outfit? Okay, let me send this to this client. But holy shit. All right. Art. Oh no, wrong folder. Art. What am I looking for? I love how I just opened this folder and my brain went, you don't need to remember what you were doing here. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to work. I'm trying. Oh my god. Okay, now let's get started on Durante here. Let's paint. Hello? Oh my god, be careful with that shit though. Because also remember with those rock stars that in Canada, Cal has half the caffeine that we have here. So that's why they can chug them like they're a little demon. Because Canada, unlike the U.S., has reasonable caffeine restriction laws. Just be careful. Those things are powerful, yeah. Rockstar's like, would you like to go to fucking another dimension? It's like, I don't know. Not really. They are tasty, though. They are delicioso. Okay, so let me see here. This is an Uggo color, so I'm going to start with the skin. I'm having one a day. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I feel super bad because there was a girl actually who just died because she was drinking, as far as I understand, like 4 to 5 Alanis every single day. And because she was convinced that she was like 17, because she was convinced that like it was like a health drink. You know, it wasn't bad for her, and her parents did effectively nothing to, I guess, tell her, hey, this is an energy drink. So, in other words, based on the math of that, if she was drinking a full-size Alani 5 times a day. That is roughly 800 to 1,000 milligrams of caffeine every single day. Like 200 is really like the max that a human should do. So long story short, her heart was enlarged and she effectively had a heart attack and she died. So don't do that is the lesson here. But like, yeah, crazy. Some people can tolerate it better than others, but she was very, very small. And, yeah, I didn't know. I knew a girl in high school who had like a mad caffeine addiction and ended up having to like do like rehab detox shit because her doctor was like, if you continue to fucking drink this much caffeine, you're gonna fucking die. And she was like, what? So I feel like that's just one of those things. I don't know. So yeah, don't do that. One Alani's good. one Alani's good. I can understand why Canada is like, guys, I'm gonna need you to put the fucking energy drink down. Put the Red Bull down. Oh my god, Aqua, you're almost free. How does it feel to be almost free? I unfortunately am in hell. I have 2 more weeks of this term. This has been the worst semester. I'm so glad. Like, partially sad. I might have to open up extra commissions next month. I thought I was going to be not pushing that hard for new clients next month, but I might have to open them because REMCAD cut one of my classes. Not because I did anything wrong, but because they're doing like a test semester where they have to like run a bunch of new courses to make sure that they work. And I was actually one of like the only adjuncts that was selected to teach because I'm actually good. So I'm like, yay. I do love being able to like actually have a fucking job, but these students are literally so bad that I'm like, I think I would rather die. So I'm kind of glad that I'm going to be quitting REMCAD soon because I don't know how much longer I could physically fucking physically compute that shit. Holy shit, it's so bad. Okay, on the plus side, though, this is like a really easy shading process. There's no, like, weird, intense lighting or anything. Like, these are just neutral character portraits. I don't know why the Rolo playlist is the one for today, but it seemed right. Oh my god, you're almost to the end. That's exciting though, Aqua. Like, dude, the senioritis shit is so real though. And then it'll keep happening to you for the rest of your life. Like, you'll go to college and then you'll get college senioritis. It's equally just as bad. Although, actually, I don't think anything hit me as hard as, like, high school senioritis. That was literally the worst. Senior year for me was so stressful with all of the, like, IB testing and shit. Never again. And that was literally hell. So bad. Well, and it doesn't help that high school feels like low-key also kind of pointless as well. Like, there's just so much about it that it's like, at least here in the US, it's like, why the fuck am I here? Like, literally, why am I here? Oh, God. Well, to know that, like, the stuff that we do in our last 2 years, like, effectively Japanese kids have already graduated high school. It's like, okay, so we're literally just wasting our time then. That's what's happening, is, like, literally we're doing absolutely nothing. Chips, one day you will be free. We're gonna get there. We'll get there. I believe in you, though. It just takes time. What sucks about it is, like, the fucking roadblocks, you know? Like, I'm very, very lucky that Jace is as smart as he is, because otherwise I'd be dicked. But yeah, honestly, you're doing great. Even the fact that you're planning and like getting those things taken care of is a step that most people just don't take in general. But I am ready to yeetus myself out of here for sure. I do not want to be here anymore. I wouldn't hesitate. Okay, we're getting there. I gotta kind of do a Rembrandt triangle here to the a very delicate Rembrandt triangle. I don't need anything super crazy. There we go. This is the Uggo painting stage where we're in the middle of this nasty, weird, half-shaded vibe. It's okay, he'll get there. So in case anybody wants to read a really fun book, this is Durante. Apparently he's an alchemist. He's also a Dhampir. And he's a marshmallow man. He's very sweet and also maybe kind of stupid a little bit. Oh, also, I have to give a shout out to Lumaris. I posted this in the Discord and then promptly forgot to talk about it on stream. But we passed a pretty big milestone. I also had somebody else review it on TikTok, but I'm waiting for... There's a couple of reviews that didn't go through. Sometimes that just happens. But Lumaris left a really nice review. Here it is. They said, for Court of Snakes, if you're looking for a YA dystopian fantasy with a unique magic system and a fast-paced story, highly recommend this. It's action-packed, has a cast of diverse, fully realized characters, and boasts a magic system based on tarot cards. Thanks, Lumaris! You the best! 5 out of 5 star. So I do appreciate that a lot. I'm going to use that review on my backer kit, and it's going to be thick. So that way people will buy my thing. This backer kit collective that I'm a part of is effectively worthless. I met like one person who's a super good touch point, I think, as an author. They're very cool. And they are super friendly. They're from Australia and are a non-binary icon. And they're super cool. And then everybody else, I'm like, okay, so all y'all worthless. All the rest of you guys are just super inexperienced. It feels like you're in a sports league with a bunch of like amateurs and you are somebody who maybe was like a pro player at some point or are a pro player. And you're doing things for like leisure. And then while you're there, everybody keeps trying to give you pointers on how to play. And you're like, guys, I promise I know how to play. I'm a pro. I've been doing this for a while. And then they're like, well, you're doing it wrong. Maybe you should try. And you're like, oh my God, please shut the fuck up. I respect you, but also you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I hate to be this guy, but for most of you, your advice is completely worthless. Okay, so I recognize this looks silly for right now, but I promise it'll get better. I need to add on some highlights. David Bowie will carry me through hell. I think that's the only thing that will help me. Okay, I'm doing it. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out any of my books, that would be pretty sick. I had a meeting with my boss with Pavendo, and he did indeed confirm what my suspicions were, which is good. That means I'm on the right track. Effectively, if I don't have 25 reviews, or if I have anything less than 25 reviews, I effectively can't run Amazon ads. Because effectively it'll be just completely wasting money if I do so. So, in order for me to kind of take the next step in this career, I have to run Amazon ads. And that means that I need to get reviews. That being said, I recognize I haven't been posting it to the Discord, and I'm going to get back into that effectively after next week. But, if you are looking to read a book that is free, I'm running these campaigns because I just figured that this would be a good idea. Right now, what is free is my book, Brady Von Altus and the Pesky Pest Controller. This one is actually the closest to 25 reviews, and so all I need is a couple more reviewers for this. I think legit 4. So not very many. This is a super quick read. You can probably read the whole thing in a day, and it's a kid's book. It's really fun. So if you want to check it out, that would be awesome. The goal is to review this book by August of this year, but there's really no pressure. You can just download the thing and get the book for free by following the link in the bio or in the chat to claim the content here. You can also preview it as well to see if you're interested in this. I made a brand new ebook interior for this bad boy. Oh my god, it's so ago. I made a brand new interior for this bad boy, and that's pretty sick. So you can check it out. Brand new formatting, and this ebook version has the illustrations in it too, which is pretty sexy. So if you want to go download it, it is free. That one's so close to 25, and then I don't have to suffer anymore. I gotta start doing weird shit with the India team, and by that I mean I have to start reaching out to influencers on Book Talk, and I am really not excited about it. A lot of those guys will charge like $300 for a review, and I'm really, I'm trying to not get super discouraged by that. As I was telling my boss today, I have $500 in a box of Cheerios, and that's my budget. Because I'm taking effectively all the money that I would have been using for conventions, because conventions are like high-key dead, to spend instead on review campaigns and stuff. So, we'll see. Lips are weird. I need to do more lip studies, to be honest. But I'll get there. But yeah, that's my current free book offering is Brady. Honestly, if you're like, well, why should I read this book? My favorite quote that I found in there when I was redoing the audiobook comes from the villain. And he was like, don't judge me, because Brady picks up his amulet that he was trying to trap this super powerful fairy in. And he's like, don't judge me. You try being a warlock on making minimum wage. And that is my favorite fucking line from that entire book. That or alternatively, Brady's complaining about getting beaten up at school, and Uncle Rollo very helpfully is like, man, you know, if I was around those kids, I'd just beat the shit out of them, effectively, with kinder language. Grandma's response is, you know full well you're bound to the house, you haunt the house, and you can't leave it. And then Liz slow turns and looks at him, and she's like, you can't punch children, Rollo. And that's it. You want to know why you should read that book? It's it. Uncle Rollo carries the whole fucking thing. You can't punch children, Rollo. She's like, bro, don't. Gran's like, I don't know, kick the shit out of him. Like, that's fine. Gran gives zero shits about the human kids. She doesn't care. She's like, let him die. Let him be toasted. I don't care. Maybe they should get good. It's a skill issue. But I did see everybody's polls for Court of Snakes 2, which is good. So I'm going to be we'll be doing that every evening for the entire month of May. Is going to be overall just reading every single night for like 2 hours. So I'll be doing 2 streams every Monday for the whole month of May to read through Court of Snakes 2. So that way we can get some more reviews on it too. Yeah, try to stop me. No, for real, the guy's cracked. For people who don't know, Rollo is Brady's uncle in the series, and he's dead. He like died in 1994 because he got run over by a train, and he gives zero fucks. He used to be in the Russian mob. Like he gives zero shits. He's a good guy, but as I like to say, he's got a hard. He's heart of gold, but dumb of ass. Is how I would probably phrase it. Rollo's stupid as shit, but we love him. I still have a note here that says that I need to make Oops All Rollo shirts. So I recognize Cal made that incredible meme. And I'm like, actually, I kind of need, I need Oops All Rollo shirts. I'll make one even if it's just for me, and then people will be like, what the fuck is this? And I'll be like, look. I have to kind of indulge myself in any way that I can. Life is depressing, but at least I have Oops All Rollo shirts. I also have a note over here that I need to make a piece that says, or that's, let me see. It's a beholder from D&D, but it's a Fabu beholder, like a drag queen beholder, and the shirt just says, I see with mine peepers on it. I also have that note. I'll get to it eventually. That is like low-key kind of intensely dark. I'm gonna tone this down just a little bit under here because this is a little hot. Oh, try. Witch in the Woods is getting like absolutely bizarre as well. If y'all have been keeping up on that, I did officially qualify for round 3. So I'll be back tomorrow trying to finish it. I hit the 20k words that they were looking for. So now it's really just about finishing the novella, finishing the story. Valerian is wild. He's probably one of my favorite villains, I think, that I've ever written. As like a... I don't know. It's crazy, because the more that I work on the Brady Von Altus verse, the more I realize, like, I don't think, for example, like, Gran is a Mavka. She says she's a Mavka the whole book. Or the whole series. She's like, yeah, I'm a Russian, like, fate fairy. I don't think so. I think she's some ancient-ass, horrifying, like, proto-Slavic, like, eldritch god. And, she's just not telling anybody. And so that's why, I don't know, she can do things that she can, and then is masquerading as something that she's not in order to keep Valerian from, like, insta-nuking her. But I really do think that she's something really nasty, actually. So they put her in a Jumanji box out in the woods, and then, you know, somebody accidentally digs Gran up. So just because they put her in the box does not mean that the problem is solved. She's horrifying. But I do love Valerian, so it's nice to be able to see him in his kind of natural habitat. The more that I work on Witch in the Woods, the more I'm like, I think Valerian was right, actually. I'm like, I think Valerian actually... The Tsar Koschei is the good guy. I think Gran is absolutely off her fucking rocker. And Tsar Koschei is indeed the good guy here. I think that he's not problematic. As problematic as I thought, anyway. Hello? God, Rolo's so fucking stupid, though. I do love him. I'm going to be working on, effectively, I recognize, one supplementary project per year. So it'll be one major book and then one kind of, like, supplementary publishing project. And so I'm going to be putting a poll out for next year's so that I have time to prep and plan. But I think Brady audiobooks are going to be the way that that goes. Oh, also... if you want to look at any of my books for free, I did make this announcement last time, but you can actually now access my books via Libby. So if you want to download your books from your local library, I do get paid every time a library book is downloaded, which is really cool. And I make more money actually from library books than I do from like standard ebooks. Which is amazing. So, love the library system. Huge fan of those guys. I love that the libraries are still the biggest supporter for indie authors. It's just overall more beneficial. Libraries are literally goated, man. They're so fucking amazing. I love them too. I liked working for the library. That's gonna be kind of my like backup plan at the in Vancouver. If I don't get a job in the game industry, I'm going to apply for libraries. Whoops. All right. I'm hoping that I'll have some time to work on Dimitri's bedroom, because we're going to do a color study of that today. Oh my god, Mood, though. No, my library's so fucking far from... Well, actually, the closest library's not that far, but it's still like a 40-minute walk from my house. Like, I can see it in my mind on the map, but because everything in the US is so fucking spread out, I'm like, oh, so actually, it would take me 4,000 years to get over here? Like, so unnecessarily far. And actually, it might be farther than I'm thinking. But I kind of have to, like, trek across the country in order to get over there. Okay, this guy's a Dompier, so I don't want to go too ham on this color. Just enough to be like, okay, you used to be alive. But not enough to be like, you're still alive. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, yeah, big cities, the big city logic works different for sure. Yeah, it's like things are closer, but traffic is worse. Yeah, that's why definitely in larger cities, I definitely prefer taking the bus or walking, because it does make a huge difference. Huge difference. Portland was amazing. Or not Portland, Vancouver, just in the sense that it was very obvious that like all the bus stops were super close to each other, and so nice. You weren't really walking that far to get to a bus stop. Denver's bus system sucks so much ass. I would not I would not trust Denver buses with my life. They are like 45 minutes late. The Denver buses give zero fucks. They're like, good luck. Need to get somewhere on time? Ain't fucking happening. And you're like, oh. Yeah, it's just kind of fun. It's just nice to have the option. And like, sure, does it take like a little bit longer? Yeah. Is it worth it? I think so, at least. I got this guy white as fuck. I need to give him some veinies here. Just a little bit. Maybe a little bit on the cheek too. Not enough to be like, wow, this guy's horrifying, but let me play around with some blending modes here. Oh my god, I only trust Denver buses to block traffic at a bus stop for 5 years, right? Well, and then you wonder, because sometimes you're behind them and you're like, is anybody getting off? And then nobody ever gets off. And I'm like, is somebody dying on the bus? Like, what's going on here? Like, is this like... Yeah, somebody has to actively be having an emergency. Or you know the bus driver stopped to like yell at somebody. Vivid light is going to be too much. I think I'm actually going to just do a multiply, but then I'm going to reduce the opacity on it so that way it's just a little bit. I feel like Denver buses are like people fist fighting each other on the bus or being really high. Those are like the two things that I think of when I think of Denver buses. They're like, have fun dying, and I'm like, I don't really like this. I don't want that. All right. I'm actually going to apply this ombre at the end. I'm full of lies. And maybe not, actually. Who knows? Anything is possible. I'm going to JC Leyendecker the shit out of this. I wish to go to Europe and just eat Swedish roe and listen to E-Type in concert. That's what I would like. That's what I would prefer to happen right now. Shibito, did you get Tamagotchi Life? I've been thinking about getting Tamagotchi Life. I want my Miis to fight each other. I kind of went on an accidental vacation. Honestly, I hope at least it was like relatively refreshing to just be out of your environment, because travel therapy is absolutely a fucking thing. Like, I watched this other guy talk about it, and it was a low-key comedy video, but he was like, people tell me traveling doesn't fix anything, and it's like, well, yes it does. Yes, it does. I don't have to look at your stinky ass every day. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, though, like, that's real, though, because what if I don't want to be near you? You know, like, I just don't want to be, I don't want to be over here. I'll be anywhere but over here. So, that's a mood. I understand. And at least for me, I'm like, I would just prefer to just take a breather. I don't want to look at it. Yeah, for real. No, when I went to Vancouver and there was like the Davie Street or the Davie Village area, and like every single business has a pride flag in it. Like Denver, we have a gay governor, right? So like, it's not to say that we aren't like LGBT friendly, but I think about how effectively Governor Polis's entire vibe is that he gets to wake up every day as a gay Jewish person in Colorado, where like half of our residents have like fucking Confederate flags, like down in Canyon City and Gunnison and shit. And so he gets to wake up, and like Denver's safe for him, but he can't go literally anywhere else in the state because they're anti-Semitic and Nazis and hate gay people. It's like the 1, 2, 3 like 1, 2, 3, punch. So I'm very happy that he's here because he does represent, I think, Colorado very well. He's not my favorite candidate, but at least he's there. But then I think about going anywhere outside of like a 20-mile radius outside of the Denver metro area, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like, and we're considered one of the more progressive states, so it's like, if we look like this, the rest of the U.S. is scary. Like, I'm not here for it. So fucking messed up. Oh, that's the Snorlax alarm. If you haven't had any snacks yet today, please go eat some food. Be sure to refill your drinkies. Stay hydrated. Don't be crusty. Go get some food. Oh, nice. Target acquired. I already had breakfast. I had some hash browns and a donut. I've been living the American dream. And by that I mean I've been going to Dunkin' Donuts because I have the opposite issue, or I should say I should have a classic ADHD issue, which is that I just don't eat enough. So I've given up and I'm living the American dream and just eating a bunch of like crazy garbage, which normally is not what I do. So Dunkin' Donuts has been my best friend, and liquid calories are currently the only thing that is sustaining me. So I'm like, that's fine. This is fine. I'll only die just a little bit. I'll only die a little. Only a little death. I want to get Tamagotchi Life so bad, though. I saw somebody make an entire island with Shrek characters on it. And then Shrek cheated on Fiona with the gingerbread man. And so now it's like fucking Shrek Love Island edition. Which is so funny. Shit's getting real over there on Shrek Love Island. Oh, that's cute, Cal. That's cute. That's some wholesome shit. Oh. Oh my god, a friend of mine is dating Mothman. I love that. Bless. God bless Mothman. Okay, I'm gonna do some fun shading on these eyes. I have my, like, tutorials that I look at for reference so that I don't fucking forget how I paint eyes. I'm gonna do some magical ass eyes. This could be fun. Oh my god, I'm scared he might not have eyes. Okay, but but what if? But what if? It makes me think of like that extra Von Trapp child lady on TikTok where she's like this vampire bat that lives in the fucking attic instead of with all the other Von Trapp kids from The Sound of Music. She has like some horrifying bat wings and she's like Nosferatu. She's like, uh-oh, I missed roll call because someone barricaded my attic again. My favorite is she's singing like favorite things from The Sound of Music. And she's like, is this my back hair or are these my wings? It's both! And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So that lady's my new favorite. She's... It's so fucking funny. You can just, I think, on TikTok, search Von Trapp Child Attic and find her sketch. She's horrifying. Demonic bat scream. So I think about her. I wish I was her. I want to be her when I grow up. trying to figure out what I want to do here. Okay. Sure. I have to do so many... This looks really simple for now, but the highlights are about to go fucking crazy here. I'm going to go ahead and just put them in so that way I don't forget. Oh, actually, 2. Hello. Look at the pixels. Do you guys like pixels? There we go, better. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to do multiple different highlights on this thing. This is gonna be the brightest ones, but I think I'm gonna do a series. I just want these eyeballs to be extra glimmery, you know what I'm saying? They got the magic. I don't know what this guy's deal is. I have not read this book by this author, so I just gotta trust that this man is ridiculous, and that is what's going on. Alright, let me see. I'm gonna do like a blue light, or no. I don't know, we'll see. I traded my life. Okay. This needs a different... Linear light's looking pretty good. Dorado is the city. This may be too pink, so we'll see. She may want to tweak this. But I think he looks okay. But I need to double check with her on that one, though. I don't know who I want to put on my island. I finally got a Chanshan card for Animal Crossing. I've been like waiting for forever to get this little man, so now I can have Sun Wukong on my island. I'm so fucking excited. Oh, this was on the wrong layer. I gotta make sure I don't do this because... Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. I gotta make sure I don't do this on the wrong layer in case I need to change colors. So I don't want to do something dummy here. I've had to tweak my process a little bit, especially when doing work like this for characters where the artist or the author doesn't have very intense references for them. So that way I don't end up accidentally in a spot where I'm like, I get to this shading portion and then the author goes, actually, can you make it this color? And then I have to scream. So this will make it ultimately easier for me. Look at this man's fancy jacket. He's a fancy lad. I have to go find, like, some kind of, like, detailing. Like, pattern, like a brocade pattern or something for the armor. So that way he can have that and I don't have to worry about it. Wow, look at that. Wow. Wow. What I think is interesting is I've noticed that lately with a lot of my digital painting students, they all want to shade with the smallest brush possible, zoomed in as far as humanly possible. And I'm like, guys, zoom out. Please, for the love of everything that is good, just zoom out. You don't have to see every individual pixel. You can do like a really big broad brush stroke, and I promise you, everything's going to be okay. And if you don't like it, there's this thing that you can do, and it's called erase it. You will likely be a-okay. Y'all, I have a knot in my elbow that's making it super difficult to draw or work at my computer, and I'm angry about it. I'm going to a chiropractor on Friday, but like, I'm like, at what cost? I just want to live. I would like to not be a crispy man for once. That would be pretty sick. Isn't that really dangerous? Chiropractics work? No, as far as I understand, not really. I mean, it depends on if you're going to like a licensed chiropractor or not. My husband is a massage therapist and has worked with many chiropractors, and I don't think that's ever been something that's come up, as far as I understand. But it really depends if you're going to some like back alley guy that got their degree like 30 years ago, probably. But that's like the same with any doctor. Like any doctor that's out of practice or is not properly trained is theoretically like dangerous. Oh yeah, no, there are some for sure that are that. Like Jace, my husband went to one when he was younger because he had neck tension so bad that he was going like legitimately blind in one of his eyes, like not even exaggerating, because the nerve was effectively pinched and cut off. And while that guy did a lot of really good work and did ultimately fix the problem, he also was the kind of guy that was like, you don't need to get cancer treatment. You can just do chiropractic care, which is obviously very false. Here in the state that I live in, we have a very amazing school up north called Naropa, and they are one of the leading Chinese medicine colleges in this region of the country, which is amazing. So I try to focus my attention on chiropractors and holistic medicine practitioners who are trained by Chinese schools specifically because their standards are a lot higher. But yeah, that para-religious thing is no joke. Now, we got a referral to this place from the acupuncturist that used to work at my husband's work, where he's a massage therapist, and that lady was amazing, so I would trust her and her expertise. But, like, I believe that this place is owned by a Korean doctor, the place that we're going to, so, like, yeah, I definitely check a lot of those boxes when looking for chiropractic and acupuncture work, but I'm very blessed that we live in Colorado where we have access to an above average amount of like Chinese medicine practitioners or holistic medicine practitioners versus other places. Like I would not trust one down in Colorado Springs personally. But like my neurologist also tried to effectively like prescribe me a really dangerous medication in Colorado Springs, right? And that was like a fully board certified licensed neurologist. So I think the area that you live in does determine the kind of medical care that you get. My dentist down in Colorado Springs put in bad fillings that cracked or fell out. Like those kinds of things. Like that area was just a dive. So being able to go to an area with higher quality care is good. Yeah, I would say that's not necessarily true, Melpomene. Not all chiropractors have their origins in a religious cult. I don't think that that's necessarily true. As of right now, like, yes, the original guy to do, quote, chiropractic care, as we have labeled it in the West, was in the late 1800s, and he was what he called a magnetic healer. And he was not wrong, but he was entirely self-taught, but that was back in the Victorian period. Modern chiropractors have to go through board certification and schooling to be a chiropractor. Yeah, to be a licensed chiropractor in the United States, you must pass a board exam, including an education that covers basic science, clinical science, diagnostic imaging, and case management. Now, does that mean that every single person is good? No. And then does that also mean that state board exams are all treated equally? Absolutely not. Like here in Colorado, you do need a much longer licensure to be a massage therapist, for example. It's like 720 hours, for example. To be a massage therapist, you can't just go and get one. Versus in other places, you need significantly less hours, like 400 or 500 hours. Certain states are way more rigorous with that. And again, I think it typically tends to be states with higher levels of like Chinese medicine populations. So like New York, for example, and California both happen to have some of the more rigorous licensure exams. And versus other countries where, like in Canada, massage therapy is treated like a physical therapist. You actually have to go to med school and get a bachelor's degree in order to be a massage therapist versus just getting a board exam like you do here in the U.S. So, yeah, I think it really just kind of depends on where you go. But everybody has, unfortunately, an opportunity to be kind of cray-cray. In the U.S., you never fucking know. I would not trust U.S. medical care as far as I could fucking throw it in some cases. I've had some really bad fucking doctors in my life. Like, really bad. I'm also low-key nervous about the acupuncture because I recognize I'm afraid of needles. So this is going to be an interesting time for me. But also, my bones need a cracking real bad. I need joint realignments super bad. A lot of trained physical therapists here in the U.S. will do some degree of chiropractic work because it's worked into their education now. But typically, like, I've been to physical therapists before that have had massage therapy services and chiropractic services all baked into one. But they're more aligned with, like, were you in a bad car accident and broke your neck? We'll keep you until you fix your brokey neck issue. But then they won't ever, like, do what I would call, like, chronic or preventative care, where it's like, I work 14 hours a day at a computer. Like, I need extra help beyond just, like, we'll realign your neck once and then leave you alone. That does, like, that, it just doesn't help. But the insurance will not cover you if it's like, sorry, bro, you have to, like, have more care than just like one or two sessions to fix a specific issue, which is low-key kind of annoying. And it was like relatively helpful. I think that guy did everything that he could. That was a couple years ago, and his team was amazing. He was really good. He was a Vietnamese doctor, and he had also one of those Naropa. I lovingly call them the Naropa hippies on staff as a massage therapist. He was very, very good. Naropa University is kind of a funny place here in Colorado because we have one of the largest Buddhist populations in the U.S. here in Colorado, so a lot of the people that go there are Tibetan Buddhists, but they're all white. So they're like these like super granola, like very zen. It's such a fucking Colorado thing. It's so hard to explain. They're like the white ladies that make pottery in the middle of the fucking woods and have like Tibetan prayer flags and stuff all over their yurts in the woods. A lot of people fled to Colorado to form hippie communes in like the 60s and 70s, so we have definitely a lot of remnants of that out in the middle of fucking nowhere. We have like a really large Tibetan stupa. Like, Colorado is weird. Hold on, let me find it. Somehow I have not been to this thing, and I don't understand how I have not been. I need to go over here before I leave. But, like, this is here. This is, like, such a crazy thing. I love it. This building's beautiful. I would love to be able to go over here. But, yeah, deadass. There's a whole stupa. A whole thing. Crazy. The inside's really nice. We have a nice Buddha. People can go in there and, like, pray, meditate. Pretty sick. So yeah, I don't know. Colorado's a wild place. We got a lot of crossroads. Religious crossroads here. It's just in the middle of the mountains. It's so wild. Yeah, the hippie white people out here in Colorado are a very specific group. Like, let me see if I can find a picture of the specific human I'm thinking about. Hold on, White Boulder, Colorado lady. I guarantee I'm gonna get an image of somebody. It's always this lady. And even then, she's not granola enough. I need to find... Hold on. There's gotta be... They're like the children of hippies. Oh no, this lady's pretty close. They're always these like scarf-wearing... awkwardly culturally appropriative white ladies. Hold on. Or this lady. It's the white lady dreadlocks lady. I took a little bit of acid. Yeah, like it's this lady. Oh my god, in this tweet, I just know her parents work for Lockheed Martin. Oh my god. This is the most Colorado image I've ever seen in my whole life. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, so it's all of these people. And it's definitely not to say that their heart's in the wrong place, but what's really interesting is that in the bowels of Colorado, like way out of the way from any kind of urban areas, you'll find a lot of like Cambodian people, Laotian people, Thai people, and so their cultures have like really merged. Colorado's a weird place because we don't really have a high like Asian ethnic demographic anywhere outside of just Denver proper. We have a lot of Vietnamese people and a lot of Korean people there, and some, of course, Chinese and Japanese people as well, in terms of like East and Southeast Asians. But like, I wouldn't say it's nearly anything like California or Vancouver or New York, where you're like, wow, this is like a very mixed demographic. It's a bunch of white people that have adopted these ideologies for whatever reason. And some of them are really cool, and then some of them are really, really weird. And you never know what you're gonna fucking get when you meet people. You never fucking know. Which is where I get scared of, like, quote, holistic medicine people, especially if they're, like, white. Because I'm like, I don't know, you could be one of the crazy people. And there are a lot of those here. Kind of a bummer. Also, hi Cal, thanks for that sub. How you doing? God, I wanna save that Boulder lady meme forever. That's so funny. That was the most accurate image I've ever seen in my whole life. Yeah, I love this university though. This is really cool. This is, yeah, Naropa University, Buddhist-inspired contemplative education. But it is a Chinese medicine school specifically, and they are very cool. But, like, I mean, look at these little hippies. Look at them go. Look at them fucking make hippie art. I dig it. So it is such a strange blend of cultures in the best way possible. But they have a really diverse set of teachers and a diverse set of students. There's, yeah, the Tibetan flags. Like, this is such a Colorado thing. It's like, it's so specific. Yeah, so this is why I think people get confused, where like they come here from like Texas or Illinois or other places, and then they see people like, you know, this student here with their like rainbow hat or like the Tibetan prayer flags, and they're like, oh well, Colorado is a Christian state, and then we get focus on the family and weird shit, but like half of Colorado is I'm sitting and listening to gurus or the Dalai Lama talk about Buddhism, and like this is what I think of when I think of Colorado. You know, like it's just so wildly diverse. But yeah, this is just north of Focus on the Family. Like, it totally wild. So those two things clash together, and it's a really hard thing. It's hard to deal with, because these people, while they are, it's very eclectic, are likely, like, there's another white lady with dreadlocks. We found one. They have good intentions in their heart, right? So like, while this annoys me, I wouldn't be like, wow, you know, she's probably a hateful, mean person, because ultimately at the end of the day, they're listening to Buddhists and they're learning from other cultures other than themselves. And then you have, in contrast, this just south. Oh God, this. So fucking triggering to me, this place. But like, look at this. I mean, you can even see the images here. White, you know, it's like, it's just, oh boy. Yeah, Focus on the Family is one of the most hateful places in the United States. The state that I grew up in used to be called the Hate State. This was right after it got vandalized. There was a shooting of a queer nightclub about 10 minutes away from this place, and they vandalized the sign, which I ain't mad about. Yeah, this piece here says their blood is on your hands before they covered it with cardboard. But yeah, this place is fucked up. Yeah, so it's really weird. So these two things exist, yeah, in the same state, within 75 miles of each other. So Colorado is a great place to get whiplash. Yeah, and then you drive further into rural areas, and then all of a sudden you get Confederate flags and swastikas. Wild. Even in Colorado Springs, North Colorado Springs is like Focus on the Family, mega church, neo-evangelical, and then downtown is like LGBTQIA plus headquarters, hippies, Manitou Springs, cults, like actual cults running businesses, and then you get further south from that, and then all of a sudden you're in like the Third Reich. It's horrible. It's bad. It's, I don't know. As somebody who grew up here, now looking more at it, it's like, oh, actually this place is like really messed up. And you just don't think about it. Like, while you live there, you're like, yeah, you know, people here are weird. People are weird, but they're not that weird. And then the more you step away from it, you're like, oh no, actually, they're weird as shit. Like, these people are actually high-key fucked up. Let me use this. Yeah, it's that's what makes it weird, because at least, Chips, you're right. At least if you're in Texas, you know what to expect. You know what to expect, because everybody be weird, and you know that you're like, all right, I'm going to come over here, and people are going to be kind of freaky-deaky. But in Colorado, you're like, okay, am I safe, or are you going to end my life? And I don't know by looking at you. It could be anything. And I am afraid. I would much rather take that. I would rather have somebody look at me and be like, I hate you, than have to just, like, guess. Oops, I somehow disconnected all of this shit. My bad. Oh, not that. I'm gonna actually take these. We're gonna move these up above this. Right? Yeah, no, like that's Gunnison, Canyon City, Rifle. There's a place called Rifle, Colorado that says pretty much everything about it I think that you need to know. There's not really anything else going on in Rifle, Colorado. Yeah. It makes navigating the state like a minefield. It's a very strange thing. I'm just gonna kind of keep rotating these things. Sure. Let's see. Yeah, it ain't a bad place to live. It really isn't, but like, I'm definitely excited to go to a place where it's going to be more culturally consistent, I think is going to be the word that I'm going to use. Like, I would much rather live in a place like New York City, where, like, yeah, sure, everybody's got, like, really strong cultures, and everybody is very different from each other, but you at least know where people stand. Like, if you meet somebody on the street, it's like, oh, I know, I get you, I understand what you're about. But here there's a lot of, like, at least in this state anyway, there's a lot of masquerading of true intentions where it's like, I'm going to pretend to be nice to you to your face, and then as soon as I go home, I'm going to be doing a bunch of really weird shit, like trying to convert you to my religion, or talking shit behind you, or about you behind your back. It's like really, really mean shit for no reason. Yeah, one of my formative experiences, I think, as a youth in Colorado, people are like, you know, what was it like? Like, I went to a hyper-conservative Christian middle school, right? And one of my friends, my closer friends that I had there, her dad was a former Air Force loadmaster, so effectively his job would have been to load cargo onto big aircraft carriers, or the carriers, the aircraft themselves were like big transport buses, so they weren't really carrying troops; they were just carrying stuff. And so he would sponsor cadets from the Air Force Academy, which is also in Colorado Springs specifically. So that's like the biggest Air Force school that we have in the country. And when I was younger, a lot of the people that went there were really cool. But I remember specifically having an experience where her dad sponsored a Pakistani Air Force cadet. And so he was going to the U.S. Air Force Academy to train as an Air Force service member to go back to Pakistan in the Pakistani military to serve there. And Mahad was like the nicest fucking ever. He's Muslim, average Punjabi Pakistani guy, like nothing crazy about him. Very, very intelligent. He was an engineer, super fucking smart. And the entire time that he was staying with us in Colorado, her dad would just get into debate after debate after debate, quote unquote debate. I'm not going to even use the word debate heavily here, to try and convert him to Christianity. And that was like every fucking day for him, was just constantly having his faith questioned and constantly being told that, like, it's like, well, Islam is close enough to Christianity, so why don't you just convert? And it's like, bro, because I'm not a Christian? Like, it was the weirdest shit. And so I just had to kind of just sit there and watch that. And it was awkward. So that was a very formative moment for me, I think. That was the moment I realized people from Colorado Springs were low-key cooked, and I was like, okay. I'm lucky my parents went broke due to hospital bills. I would have gone to some. Oh yeah, some kind of. Yep, that's where I ended up. I ended up at CSCS, and it's a shame because, like, to clarify too to people who may not know me super well, I don't have anything against Christians. I love Christian people that are loving and are good. But Colorado Springs definitely breeds a very specific type of very white supremacist neo-evangelical Christian group, and they are very dangerous. And unfortunately, I was like eyeball deep in that shit as a kid. So those are the kinds of people I'm referring to specifically. I had pretty good experiences, surprisingly, given everything at my Catholic church that I went to as a kid. I didn't really have any issues over there. But yeah, man, those CSCS Focus on the Family people are fucking crazy. Crazy! Hi, Rain. How you doing? Makes me want to go back up to Boulder now. Point being, also, as a final anecdote about Boulder, Colorado, when I think of Boulder as well, I think about Dushanbe, and this is partially the reason why, like, Colorado is so incredible. This is one of our Michelin star restaurants here in Colorado, and this building is a Turkish building that was lifted from Turkey, because our Dushanbe, I think, is our sister, or Boulder's sister city, transported and then rebuilt down or in Boulder itself. Like, so it has all the original paint, all the original architecture on the inside, and it is a modern Victorian tea house. And it's super cool. So yeah, they have a really good relationship with that particular city in Turkey. They do a lot of like trade goods and stuff. Like they send students back and forth across the area. So we get a lot of like Turkish exchange students to Boulder as well. But this is like one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. I have a tea coupon here. They have one of the best Earl Greys of all time. It's a Lady Grey technically, but it's holy shit, it's good. But their food is pretty decent. They got some good swamp toast over here. I'm doing good, Rain. I'm doing okay. We're working on some commissions. I actually should probably stop for right now to make sure that this is looking okay for this client. I'm actually going to do this really quick and then send this over to them. I haven't heard back from her yet today, so I am going to let me crop this. I'm going to send this to her for an in progress shot, and if she gets back to me while we are streaming, cool, for the rest of the hour. And if not, that's also okay. Nice. I like how that gave that some brown too. Pretty. All right. Thanks, royalty-free image. All right, so let me save this out. But this is a commission for a local author. She's an amazing author. She writes some of the best spicy fantasy I think I've read. She's wonderful. Great stand-up human being. I may start. Oh, it's tough because part of me is like, I don't want to move forward without having that permission for the other colors, but I know I could render Octavia's skin and that would be okay. I don't know. We're going to see. Durante's almost done, though. Let me send this over to her as well. Really quick. But we're working on 2 commissions for this client. We got the main character of the book. This is the Warlock of Kamsava is the name of the book. And this is a side character. Okay, let me go give Durante over to her as well. We'll see. We'll see if she responds. I should be good, and I'm going to actually wait until I get approval on this thing before doing anything else. So we'll leave Durante up and open, because if she gets back to me, then maybe I'll be able to finish that tonight, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I don't need that. I need... We're going to do some color studies, I think. I'm going to do some really basic value work on this thing. We're doing an environment piece. This perspective on this fucking chair is not the best, I'm realizing looking at this. So I'm going to do some tweaking to this now that I have better eyes on it, and then we're going to do some color studies, I think. But otherwise, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. And also, too, I have to do that weird experimentation with this to figure out how I'm going to pull off kind of like the Little Misfortune or like the Night in the Woods background aesthetic. I want to keep line art. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I think this is just too... Yeah. It might have just been the base. I'm gonna have to fix the, yeah. This under here too. Not like I think that this is gonna get me anywhere. At this point, I'm just doing this portfolio piece just to have it on my website and just call it good. I don't know if I'll do anything again like this in the future. But you never know. I just want to go play Overwatch. That's all I want. Go light people on fire. That's all I want. Yeah, I think this was a little bit weird. Okay, so that does help. I also think that this, based on the perspective, is a little bit weird. So I think... Yeah, I think it was just too, a little weird. Well, and like the main problem is that actually with this, I'm gonna go ahead and flip. There's just a lot of like, I think that this actually needs to go back up way higher. I'm gonna flip this so that I can see better. Yeah, I think. There's just some weird shit going on here. Hoping that ain't it. Which means that this needs to also come in a little bit more. I think that this perspective on this chair was just bogus. That's better. Yeah, that was just bad. It was just weird perspective. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay. Good job on getting those comms, though. I'm thinking about spending some of my free time overhauling all my shit and practicing furries so that I can tap into the furry market. We're going to see how that goes. Okay, so now we're going to work effectively in grayscale here. And I'm going to work with... Let me see, I need to do foreground, midground, background, plane. So I'm going to go light to dark, but I'm going to have... Ooh, let me actually start. We're going to work foreground, midground, background, so that way I don't fuck this up. We're going to start with the things that are the closest, and they're going to be the lightest value. So it's going to be this shirt. Oops. Actually... Oh, that's cool. I do PNG tubers. Yeah, I'm friends with Lava. Occasionally pops into stream. They are amazing, insanely talented artists. That's the one that made Pixel, my shrimp. They're working on a bunch of adoptables and are so kind and are going to effectively show me the ropes for adoptables on Toy House and how to work that. So likely a lot of my stuff is going to be adoptables and that market. Oh, maybe I want to do white. Okay, I recognize that this doesn't look like anything, but I promise I'm actually going to do like a... Let me just go get like a mid-tone. We're going to go like 60. And that way I can see what's going on. Okay, so it's just going to be our basic background here. Okay, midground's going to be chair in front of the bed and shoes. I fucked up the wheel. I'm going to make that white as well. The sneaker itself is going to be not white. Well, I might do... Just kidding, we're going to do this. This is still relatively in the front. I just got to make sure. This will also have like a value overlay as well where it's under the bed, so it's going to be slightly darker. Let's see. And then I'm going to leave this background alone. We're going to go with like a... Oh, actually, I'm going to do like a 40 here. So we're going to actually go like this. I recognize that looks really dark. I just want to lay in... Yeah. We'll see how this goes. I have to try and figure out where I want my darkest values, so no matter what, these values over here are not going to go into dark, dark, because I want all of those over on the computer desk, because that's going to be the biggest piece or place for contrast. And these will all be different values as well, so it won't just be, or different, I'm sorry, different hues, that's the word I'm looking for. So it won't all be the same color. This is just to make sure that the focal point works. So let's do... Yeah, I have like one adoptable on the market, and I realized I made shit way too complicated. So I need to redo him, and then also make multiples for the same set for him as well. But I've been so overwhelmed with everything, with like work and stuff, that like I just haven't had time to go and like really sit down and do it. And so now I should be in a better space. Let's see, that's a steel cube. I'm gonna go ahead and do this all dark as well. Yeah, nice. It may be that I don't do this front piece as white. And actually, I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, otherwise the overall focal point's gonna get fucked up. And that's okay. We don't want a fucked up focal point. We want a good focal point. I don't really do environments like this super often, so it's good good practice. A lot of this is just going to be really dark. Dimitri's a little gamer edgelord here. Yeah, totally. Yeah, like, it sucks that we're kind of in this position where it's like effectively all you can do is just work hard to occupy your brain. It ain't a bad strategy though, and if like art is what comes out of it, you know, like I feel like that's like the best case scenario, really. We're doing what we can. Actually, I kind of want... That's effectively been my strategy. Is it's just like, can I just work so that I don't have to think? Is that a super productive strategy? Probably not. Is it still a strategy? Boy, howdy, it sure is. It's a thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but it's a thing. Is there going to be my, like, light up pieces here? Okay, I'm squinting. We'll see. Hold on, I need to add in my white. I'm like, this is still not a strong enough focal point for me yet, but that did it. Yeah, that did it. Okay. Okay. But actually, I'm going to play around with this. Just another bedsheet ghost. Okay, so effectively what I'm doing here is we're going to lay out, yeah. I really want, as much as I like to work with limited values, I think I'm going to go slightly darker. I tend to try and simplify things down as much as possible, but I think for the case of this monkey, and for the sake of the sheets as well, I think I'm going to have to go one value darker. And same thing with the wood as well. I'm going to do an in-between value here. I think that'll be better. Yeah, that's better. That is better. Yes! Okay. Oh! Sometimes something is good. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So this is going to be our basic value pass here. So let me go ahead and get this. Okay, so this is actually great. Look at this. Okay, so we got our basic value pass here. And then I'm going to go ahead and now we're going to make a new layer over top. So now we got to pick some color schemes. So I'm going to do like a couple of these. Oh, wait. I think, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just kidding. I think I already have some color palettes going here from over on Dimitri's sheet. Where the hell's Blockhead? Come here, buddy. Do I have... I do have color variants here. Oh, I'm so good. All right, so these are our 3 color palettes. I'm actually going to use these. This is the one that I settled on for his outfit, so I might not do that. But I should... Oh, no, it was this one. This one that I settled on. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to fill in kind of roughly overall values of this. It's not going to be perfect. Oh, but this is interesting, though. You can kind of see how this is going to come together. So now we're going to do mid-tone blue. So I'm going to grab that. I gotta watch out here. I don't want this monkey to be super, super distracting, but I think that he'll be okay. I just need to put some contrasting color into other areas. Interesting. because I'd really like to keep these palettes as limited as humanly possible. And then I'll have some other kind of graphic going on. But I think I'm also going to grab this value. And then I can start to fill in I guess other colors here. And I can do variants of these colors as well. Well, I don't know. Maybe white is the right color for this. Is that crazy? Put like a pink. This is like some kind of poster. Some kind of cool spinny poster thing. He's got a rock band. I need this. Yeah, definitely interesting. And then hopefully, in theory, I should be able to just swap out colors. Probably the monkey will stay the same color, depending. This is hard. Monkey color. Flesh. I might have this shirt in the front be a different color as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this definitely brings a lot of, like, skin monkey, yeah, right? Bredicus streams? Oh my god, Bredicus. I love that username. Welcome in. We're working on some color studies in here. It's, the colors are happening, that's for sure. We're trying to make some relative progress on my art portfolio while I wait to hear back from the client about commissions, but we'll see how long that takes. All right, so now, reasonably, I need to take... Interestingly, I'm just going to line up stuff. Monkey is good monkey, you right. Also, thank you. Yeah, this has been kind of a long process. Effectively, we took... we started with, like, thumbnails like these, where they were just really rough sketches of the inside of this bedroom, and then just kind of picked, let's see, which one was the one that we ended up settling on? There's a thumbnail that's similar. This one. So we picked this thumbnail then. And then we went from this to the actual sketch, the drawing itself. And then now we're on to color studies. So now I'm going to actually just lay in. Oh, that's a cool color. I'm going to actually line these up perfectly. Oh, but this is a rad color palette, though. Dimitri's got good taste. Okay, and that's pretty much almost exactly the same here. Okay, so then instead of pink, we're going to do green. Oh, but this one could be cool, too. Oh, this is hard. Okay, so then orange. I really need it to not... This is a much more mellow color palette for him. Unfortunately, I borked this here. That's all right. Shh. Is good enough. This will be some random poster anyway. I just have to pick like a graphic that's like kind of, sort of. Well, and as much as I like this, hold on, hold the phone. Okay, hold on. I think I'm going to leave some of this kind of brownish, because this is like a brownish color, particularly his bed. But then I'm going to go in with like a really bright green instead, because otherwise this is going to get too bland. And then this will draw attention to the computer itself, which is good. Yeah, I've effectively set up these layers, in theory, to be able to just kind of like plop new colors down, which is pretty helpful, all things considered, when it works. This brush is not perfectly 100% opaque, so it causes some weird issues, but that's okay. Okay, so, ooh, so that's like kind of fire though. Oh, I don't know which one I like more. Okay, so now this is where this gets tricky. We're probably going to end up having to do a Discord poll over which ones we prefer. And this is where this gets tricky. Oh, because these colors just change everything. Is Mr. Man punching? Oh, he is not. Me neither. It might have been me whacking the desk. I rock back and forth. He is, I think he's unconscious somewhere. Okay, so then this is going to be the, or I need to make this color 3. This is going to be the walls. And then this blue is actually the consistent color here. Yeah, because I don't have my dryer or washer going. So it ain't me. But it could also have been something freaky outside, too. I can't really hear what's going on. They now that it's warm outside, a lot of people are doing, they're doing construction. Oh, boy. I like this, though, too. I think if I were to do this color, hold on, I'm going to go ahead and actually just kind of select the desk itself, because I think the desk, the wheels, and the computer parts overall likely would still be black. So I'm just going to kind of go in. I probably would do a mix of both here. This is just kind of the... Oh yeah, it kind of does though. I can see that though. I can hear that. I can see where you're coming from. Yeah. Yeah. So I likely would pick this. Okay. So now, pink. We changed the pink already. And this is also another kind of hot pink color. I might do the mug too. Interesting. All right, but this is why we do these color studies though, because now we have to look at all of them next to each other. So that way I can get a good idea of what I want to do here. This one is, I think, my least favorite. And I may end up just, again, changing the desk material to this dark blue. But yeah, it does. I totally agree. I think if the mug is not a bright color, you kind of just lose it a little bit. Absolutely, Bredicus. I 100% agree. Otherwise, it starts to look kind of plain. I don't know. We're going to grab all three of these. And I'm going to open up my thumbnail page here. This is my, like, final portfolio page. So we're going to grab this. And I'm going to... Are these all thumbnails? Yeah, let me grab this. We're going to merge this into thumbs. And then let's paste this in here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's silly. That was the thing from earlier. I'm glad we did all these color palettes for Blockhead's stuff earlier. Because that actually made a huge difference. So now we're going to put all of these next to each other. I'm going to go ahead and drag that in here. I'm going to duplicate this. We're going to throw this up here as well. This is going to be the final. So now let me duplicate these a couple times. Oh, wait. Wait. That's the line art. I kind of need this too. I was like, where's my line art at? Okay. So now we got this one. We got this one. I'm going to move this guy too. Okay. So now I'm going to just kind of merge all these, or well, move them center. This likely will get moved around later on. As I rearrange this page for my final portfolio, but that's okay. I'm going to make sure all of these are grouped so that I know which ones are which. And then we can start a poll. Okay, ain't bad though. So we got 1, we got 2, and we got 3. Okay, so these are going to be, oh god. That was a little bit unnecessary there. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and center these as best as I can. Zoom out a little bit. And then let me get a poll started. So I'm going to go ahead and make a quick Twitch poll. And if you want to pick which one is your favorite, that would be very helpful for me. But also, too, if you feel like there are certain things that you like from one thumbnail or one color scheme, and it's like, well, you know, like if the mug was a special color or something, and you feel like that would be good, that's totally fine too. So let me know. Let me get this poll going. New poll. Which colors for B's bedroom? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3. I'm just going to kind of let this go for like 2 minutes. All right. Let me think. It's tough. I'm really partial to that first one with the pink and the orange. It's just like so good. But also, too, I really like that green one as well. But the problem with the green one is that the monkey becomes a pretty intense focal point. So I think I'd have to change the color of the mug to make sure it doesn't get lost if we go with that one. I might also change the color of the shoes as well. Under the bed. Number 1 is the colors that his outfit ended up being. So that's also something to keep in mind too. I do feel like 1 is the weakest. At least for me anyway. It may end up being a combination of multiples. Because I do love the funky mug and the fun lights. Yeah, you're right though, Bredicus, you're right. You're right. And this is where this gets kind of tricky. This is also going to be in an art style that I'm not used to working in as well, where it's going to be mostly textures and patterns. And it's not going to be very reliant on shading. So that way the characters in front of the backgrounds are really, they're really shaded, but the backgrounds won't be. Okay, so we got to vote for 1. I like the thinking here, but you're right. The Simpsons is known for being very, very bright. So my question is we're going to kind of create a Frankenstein one of, I think, 3. But I'm going to grab... Hey, Fanboy, what's going on? Yeah, this is my stream mascot, Atari. He's an android. He's a silly guy. He's got anxiety. But welcome in. We're working on color studies. I think... interesting. I might make the wall a different color. That might be what happens here. Oh, not that. Let's see. We might just need a little bit more variation here. And like doing stuff for like film and games is so different. Like this is for film too, or for a show. So this would be totally different than what I normally work for. Yeah, characters with a brighter background sounds hard to work in. No, it's true. Yeah, and that's really kind of the tricky bit, is when you're working on illustrations like these, the question you have to ask yourself is like, where do you want the person to look first? And in my case, I would like them to look over at the computer. So I have to kind of like neutralize everything else, and things will change too with lighting as well. Like, I might have to do like a base lighting pass over this just to, I'm going to make these shoes blue, I think, just to kind of like get a vibe for, overall, what is the focal point and how do I make that as effective as possible for this particular illustration. Because this isn't quite a matte painting, but it's also not quite... This is like more like a concept illustration. Yeah, I like the blue shoes more. I almost wonder... I almost wonder. But yeah, welcome in. For those of you who are new too, I guess I should probably like introduce myself as well. My name's Tycho. I'm a professional illustrator and author. I'm also an adjunct professor at an animation college, so I teach people concept art and how to write scripts for animation and for games. So I do a little bit of everything. I run my own publishing house. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of like that though too. I think that's a good place to be. But yeah, you can check out all my work over on my website if you want to say hi. And check out all my stuff. I mostly write fantasy and make silly things. Because the world is low-key kind of depressing. So I try my best to make stuff that's fun and exciting. I think this is working. Yes, yeah, I do teach at a college. I teach at the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design right now. As of right now, it's okay. It's an okay job. I wouldn't say that it is the best job ever in the whole world. I'm going to be quitting in August because I'm going to be moving. But the thing that is the hardest about it right now is simply just the fact that students keep using AI for their assignments, which is really annoying. I'm not really sure why you'd want to go to animation school and then use Sora to make your assignments. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So that can be kind of tricky, and I recognize also, too, people are very stressed out, and so a lot of students this semester in particular has been really rough with people just, like, not turning in stuff. So as a teacher on the back end, that can be kind of stressful, but for the students that really do care and they are very excited to learn, that's the best part of the job. Really, really cool. But I love being able to teach concept art and to teach people how to make cool illustrations and stuff. I have my whole, if anybody's like interested in checking it out, on my website I have my grad portfolio for my work. I tend to illustrate a lot of my characters from my books. So under my art portfolio, I have everything over here from my grad program, which was like a dark fantasy or tabletop RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy. So it's got a lot of my like character work and all the different pieces that go into making concept art and kind of how that looks. So this is what I teach at the school. It is very fun, and I do enjoy. I love doing what I do. I haven't really been in the industry personally. I'm trying definitely to get over into a like university or an industry setting in Canada, so we'll see how that goes. But a lot of my stuff is definitely like previs illustration, which is unfortunately a very like hard to get into position in animation. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, but what if... Hold on, I'm going in with the brown again. Remember when I said that I didn't like the brown? Okay, but what if... Might I pause it? Might I pause it just like a what if scenario here? I think this might be it. I think this might be it. I did lie about the brown. I do apologize. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think we might have gotten it. Hey, thank you so much for that follow, Femboy. I appreciate it. I appreciate you so much. My book about Atari is going to come out next year, and I'm so excited. This poor, stupid, TV-headed man has been stranded on Earth for 400 years, and his entire face is just a meme machine. He himself actually is a meme machine, and his pet is one of those like Victoria's Secret pink stuffed cats. Not the dog, a stuffed cat specifically. He likes the longboard, and he also drinks a lot of tequila. And by drinks, I mean dumps it on his circuits to try and elicit some kind of a reaction. Oh, thank you, Bredicus. Yeah, and you're also more than welcome to hang out here and stream as well. We have a really great Discord community too, if y'all are interested in joining. No pressure, but it's a great place to share art. We have people from all levels in there, so it's definitely very low pressure if you like hanging out and sharing stuff. The brown is non-distracting. That's good. Okay, good. Thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate that a lot. This is very helpful. So this will help. And so now what we're going to do is, since I have my color studies, I'm going to go ahead and drag this up here. And I'm going to do one final pass on this before we end up going. And that's actually going to be, I'm going to use my other layers here. What color light comes out of a TV or out of a monitor? What color light comes out of a monitor? Blue, is it blue light? Predominantly? Yes. So that means if it's a blue light coming out of a TV or a monitor in general, then that means we're going to get more orange shadows-ish, so to speak. So I'm going to go with kind of a brownish shadow color. Hopefully this won't be gross. If it ends up looking gross, I'm going to end up changing it. This is just going to be kind of a rough, like, I think, block of overall what these shadows are going to look like. I don't want to go too ham here. I just need to be able to see what this is going to look like here. Let me get underneath the bed. This wall back here is also going to be dark. The bottom sides of the shelves. Yeah, I'm just going to try this first. We're going to see. Yeah, this starts to, pull things out. I'm going to do an ambient occlusion shadow on the wall as well to give that some depth. Let's do that. Why would it cast lighting with orange? So interestingly, light is really weird, and effectively the way that shadows work is if you have, oops, wrong layer. If you have a certain color of light, like every light naturally has a color, and whatever the shadows are, it will cast the opposite color. So to pull open, I actually just finished a study recently because I was looking at cast shadows, because that's something that I was struggling with. So I went to go do a study really quick, and it was really helpful. Let's see, it's over here. Yeah, so effectively, because I did like an outside cast shadow study, so because the light is yellow, the cast shadows will be either purple or blue because it's the opposite color on the color wheel. So by that theory then, if the light is blue, then the cast shadow will be orangish, give or take. Neon lights are really easy to see these things with. A red neon light, for example, will cast a dark green cast shadow, which is really weird. But the more subtle the light, the less saturated that color will be. So I have to just kind of be careful with this because I don't want it to look like too gross or to create like a poopy brown color, which is the opposite of what we want. And actually, like, that color is really starting to like lean that direction. So I'm going to go with more of a red tone instead. Gross. Yeah, I have to be super careful. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, you have to be careful with color mixing too, because sometimes it can cause your shadows to become like poop color, and we don't want that. That's nasty. Oh man, that's crazy. A drug that can vibrate, make altered states. I wonder if your robot character would be affected. I think he would hope for that. He's like, please let me do drugs. Yeah, he's a very nihilistic robot. He's like trying to cope with being alone for so long. He's a very social, or was a socially coded robot. So he ended up in a situation where he was just alone for a really long time, and that caused a lot of, I mean, I guess if a self-actualized robot can have anxiety, it definitely caused anxiety. He was saddled with the burden of trying to repopulate the Earth after global warming happened and all the humans left. So he's like WALL-E, but a way more violent version of WALL-E. Okay, so this is working. I'm gonna switch over to a harder brush here and get some cast shadows down underneath these things. Oh, and actually, it's hard. Okay, so this is gonna be, I'm gonna grab the shoes. Let me just go ahead and, well, you know, I'm gonna just, he's fine. Okay. Yeah, all of these, this environment and these characters are from my book series, the Brady Von Altus series, which is typically, it's a book series for younger kids, but it is great for adults, and it's got kind of like, if you like Coraline or A Series of Unfortunate Events or The Addams Family, it's got that same kind of a vibe. Okay, but I'm kind of digging this. This is happening. I'm going to apply some cast shadows. But not a lot. But yeah, this is the bedroom of the older cousin. He goes by Blockhead, but he does like he has like a music and film review YouTube channel, and he's got like relatively good traction there. And he is unique because he has a curse where he has this wooden block toy for a head, so his head just spins around, and it has different expressions on each side. So he's completely mute. He can't speak. So he uses either ASL or he uses a text-to-speech on his phone in order to do that. But yeah, he's a delight. He's so weird. I love him so much. He's so fucking weird. His entire aesthetic is like, I like drinking coffee, but he can't actually eat or drink anything, so he just kind of vibes and holds it. And he like it's just for the aesthetic. He doesn't have anything else. He's doing his best. He also has mad amounts of anxiety. I know I shouldn't be going in and doing like really complex shading at this point. But this thing is going to look weird to me if I don't do that. Dang. Cursed carpet. Actually, that is incorrecto. Yeah, my Brady books have a lot to do with, like, Brady as a main character, he's like a totally ordinary kid, and he's got a very weird family. So his dad is a bar guest, and is like, he looks like a Doulahan, so he has like a fireball for a head, and his aunt is a witch, his uncle is like a poltergeist, he's just dead, and then his cousin has that like fairy curse on him. His grandma is also a like super ancient like eldritch fairy, she's horrifying. And he's just trying to vibe and, like, go to school and, like, live his life. But that can be really difficult when you're dealing with, like, all of that crazy shit going on in the background. He's 10. He doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know. Okay, I'm not going to go super ham on this. This shadow color is significantly better than whatever I picked the first time. That was gross. That color was nasty. That was gross. No, he actually doesn't inherit anything, which it kind of makes Grandma upset because that's kind of her whole thing, is she wants to take over the entirety of North America as like a like fairy deity, and she's low-key crazy. So she adopted 2 human kids, which are Brady's aunt and uncle, and tried to teach them magic. That didn't work and backfired horrendously. And then she was like, okay, fine, I'll just go get a powerful, like, death fairy. like a bar guest and raise it so that way it can do what I need it to do. And then that also backfired gloriously because then that guy fell in love with humans and he gets married. He has a kid. You know, it's like there's nothing going on there. And so she's constantly trying to do like nefarious stuff. And it's just like, it is not working in her favor. But he's totally normal. His mom's a human. So he takes after his mom for sure. Just vibing. He's just trying to live his best life. He keeps hoping that he's going to get like a Hogwarts letter and that just doesn't happen for him. It's like, it doesn't. He's doing his best. But he ends up getting dragged into a bunch of really weird stuff, whether it's accidentally getting sucked into the fairy realm to go deal with his like aunt's baggage, or his uncle goes full poltergeist and tries to like, you know, rob a bank or something because that's what that guy does. He's only a little bit dumb. Rollo's my favorite though. I love him. Uncle Rollo's great. He's like the fan favorite of the series, I would say. Him and Blockhead, actually. Dimitri. Everybody loves Dimitri too. But there's lots of crazy folklore stuff that goes down, whether that be like, yeah, genies or fairies or stuff. Just all sorts of stuff. I realize that I didn't grab this brown color from over here, and that is unfortunate. We go back to the brown. This one. That's what I'm looking for. I was like, where? I forgot the side. They are secret. They are secret. The grandma does the best that she can to try and effectively, she creates this like big fairy circle around their tiny Vermont town to try and kind of contain the fairy garbage that's going on. And so everybody that lives there is under a fairy curse. So it's they really don't know what's going on, but when they leave, it's like, oh, that place was kind of nice. It was weird, but I don't really remember why it's weird. But things get slowly more and more complicated as the series goes on because Grandma starts to lose her ability to really control a lot of like what's happening, and the conflicts get more and more ridiculous. Oh, I should not have done that. So things get hard. Like in the first book, the major conflict is that Brady's dad, who is a Barghest, he's a death fairy, so he has this like inherent desire in him to fairy souls to the dark realm, which is like kind of like fairy afterlife. And normally he's got a pretty good handle on it, but it's a warlock attempts to mess with him to try and use him as his warlock patron effectively, and it causes a bunch of issues. They blow up the entire school gym. It ain't good. Rando, you have been chosen for magic. Brady, really? No, the kid behind you. Sorry, Brady. No, seriously. I feel like Gran the entire time is like, you guys just are the most untalented humans I've ever seen in my whole life. She like points at Rollo. She's like, you, and then points at Liz. She's like, you, and then she points at Brady, and she's like, you're all garbage. All of you. All of you are trash. Worst humans. Okay, so that's, okay, alright. That is at least relatively... I think some of these are a little bit hot. I don't even know how this process is going to work, because there is a chance that I might not even, like, utilize these ultra dark shadows here. Like, it could get very weird. And this art style may ultimately look kind of flat compared to what I normally do, but I don't know. Could be weird. Okay, so now, actually I can't forget the mug. Oh, and this is weird because this is backlit. Oh yeah, and also so is this chair. Ew, what am I doing? Yeah, that's better. I was like assuming it was lit from the front, and I'm not really sure like where my brain was going with that, but that was not right. I'm gonna go ahead and just gently erase this out. I don't know how this is gonna go. This could be really weird. I'm gonna have to do some experimenting with the style overall, which does mean actually also too that this is like also dark. Stupid lighting, you're cursed. Which actually also means that this is dark as well. Cursed. I'm gonna probably do like a, wow, if I could actually color. I'm gonna do like a gradient, I think, overall over the whole thing as well, but that'll go on a different layer. And then I got to do the glowy RGB fans here too, so that will also provide some interesting lighting. I just don't want this to get too dark and too lost, because otherwise that's going to be really lame. And then I'm going to have to do a bigger bloom as well, or like a vignette. Okay, so there's that. Okay, all right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So now, get this going here. I also don't want this to be too dark, but Dimitri's definitely the kind of kid to like sit in his room in the darkness, and then you like open it, and then he makes like angry possum noises when you're like you turn the light on. Helen's like, bro, turn a light on in here. He's like. He's like, I didn't ask for this. I don't need to eat in theory, so I just kind of lurk. Okay. Now I also need to erase out this. Okay. Yeah! Alright, we're getting some lighting here. Lighting is slowly happening. Alright, let's get some easy light going. This actually needs to go above the line art. Okay, so that's the TV monitor. And then I'm going to use this RGB fan light as well. Oh my god, he's such a little gamer edgelord. All right, let's see. Color dodge is also good. Well, it might be a little bit hot. Oh, linear light is good. And I'm gonna reduce the opacity on it because I don't want it to be like super bright. Hi, Gabriel. How you doing? Hydrate. Everybody drink some Wawa or something. I have a matcha tea over here. It's pretty good. It's blueberry pie flavored. Let me see. I need to actually look at some reference images of a PC RGB fans. Let me see what it actually looks like in a case, because there is a chance that they aren't that bright. Well, I don't know, actually. Some of these fans are, like, pretty dang bright. There is some kind of like a mesh texture over top of it, but I'll worry about the mesh later. All in all, though, this ain't looking bad. So now let me do a final vignette. I'm gonna actually go with more of a purple color here to kind of really sell that it's a dark room. Not bad. Okay, so that means that next time we get the interesting challenge of now trying to apply effectively like the Little Miss Fortune paper cutout or paper texture style stuff. Mike has awoken nearby. Oh my god, Mike. Mike lives. Mike is alive? I'm scared. Oh my god, Cal, you got the rainbow cherry power up for your stream badge. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, that's what we'll work on next time. So I'll probably be back. I'll be working on this next week, I think. Oh, I think Drea finally got back to me too. Let's see. She did not. She's busy. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow if anybody wants to pop in for writing sprints. I'm going to be working on The Witch in the Woods to try and finish that up before the end of April, because I have to finish this book so that way I can finish the competition and hopefully like win something. That'd be pretty sick. But otherwise, I am going to be back on my comic schedule this week, so that'll be on Wednesday and Thursday too. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks so much, Femboy, for the follow. I really appreciate that. If you like the stream, don't forget to slap that follow button. And also, too, thanks so much to Lear the Witch for the 36 months in a row sub. You are eternal. You are the ultimo sub. I do appreciate you a lot. So, I will be back tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, and I will chat with all of you soon. Bye-bye.